All right, welcome back. This is our final deep dive into A Mind for Numbers. And today, we're getting practical. We're going to equip you with a full-on toolkit to really master your own learning.
I love this quote. It just perfectly sets the stage, right? For the next few minutes, think of us as handing you that exact manual.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to cover taming procrastination, building your mental library, grabbing some pro tools, understanding mastery, and finally, unlocking your potential. Let's jump in.
All right, first things first, we have to face the biggest, baddest monster for any learner out there, procrastination. We're going to look at the automatic brain habits that are really driving it.
So what's the real reason we get stuck? Honestly, it almost always comes down to habit. Our brain has these pre-programmed kind of zombie modes it slips into just to save energy. The moment you get a cue, like seeing a textbook, your brain just automatically follows that well-worn path straight into your usual procrastination routine.
But here's the good news. To change a bad habit like procrastination, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You only have to apply willpower at one single pressure point, changing your reaction to the cue. Forget a total overhaul. All you need is a plan to overwrite that one tiny reaction.
So, here is the secret sauce, the big trick. Focus on the process, not the product. Instead of staring at this massive assignment you have to finish, that's the product, just focus on the process of working for, say, 25 minutes. See, your inner zombie loves a simple process it can just march along to, but it gets totally freaked out by a big, scary final product.
And this is exactly where something like the Pomodoro technique is a total game changer. It basically tricks your zombie brain into focusing on that easy process. All you have to do is put in 25 minutes of focused work. And the reward? A nice little break. That simple shift makes it so much easier to just get started and dodge procrastination altogether. Okay, so now you've got a killer tool to get you started. Let's move on and talk about how to actually build that mental library. You know, the stuff you need for real long-term knowledge.
If you want to truly learn something, you can't just look at it once. You have to revisit it. And spaced repetition is by far the most efficient way to do it. Think of it like building a brick wall. You lay a brick, but you have to let the mortar dry before you add the next layer. You need that time between study sessions for the new connections in your brain to really solidify.
And this is so cool because it shows us why this is so critical. Your brain has these little metabolic vampires, as the book calls them, that are always trying to suck away weak, new memories to save energy. Spaced repetition is like telling your brain, whoa, this one's important, keep it. It's how you fight off those vampires and make the memory permanent. And to really make memory stick, you can get creative. The memory palace technique is amazing for this. It taps into your brain's incredible visual and spatial memory. All you do is picture a place you know really well, like your house, and then you mentally place images of what you want to remember in different rooms. It's like creating a visual notepad in your head.
And don't be afraid to get weird with it. The key is to create images that are memorable, wacky, and really vivid. So yeah, imagine a giant flying mule braying F equals ma to remember Newton's second law. The funnier, the weirder, the more sensory the image, the more neural hooks you're creating. And the better you're going to remember it, for sure.
All right, so we've got these awesome techniques. Now let's talk about turning them into consistent daily habits with some super practical tools. And this quote really nails it. Turning good intentions into actual results, that's the whole game. The trick is to have the smart, organized part of you set up simple systems that the, well, less motivated part of you can just follow automatically.
So here are some really simple but powerful tricks you can literally start using today. I personally love the one about writing your daily task list the evening before. It's so effective because it lets your subconscious brain kind of chew on the problems while you're sleeping. It makes getting started the next day feel way easier.
Okay, you've got the tools, now let's talk about the mindset. What does it really take to achieve true mastery? Here's the thing about mastery. It isn't about just doing the stuff you're already good at. It's all about deliberate practice. Think about chess grandmasters. They spend most of their time figuring out their weaknesses and then drilling down to strengthen those specific areas. That is what separates the pros from the amateurs. And this idea from Santiago Ramon y Cajal, it's probably the most empowering concept in the whole book. He says that work doesn't just substitute for talent, it creates talent. Let that sink in. Talent isn't something you're just born with. It's something you build, piece by piece, through persistent, focused hard work. You can literally create your own talent. So when you put it all together, what do we have? All of these tools, all of these ideas, they all point to one profound truth. You absolutely have the power to reshape your own brain and become who you want to be.
So let's do a quick recap of the most powerful strategies that are going to unlock your learning potential. Remember to switch between focused and diffuse modes. And please, remember this: recall, not rereading, is the real deal for practice. And study a little every day. Your brain is a muscle. And finally, try to explain what you're learning to someone else. It'll deepen your own understanding like nothing else.
So there you have it. We've given you the instruction manual. The real question is, what are you going to build with it? The adventure of learning is officially yours to command.